Kieran, a big occasion for Tony Abbott just a few days ago to get his message across and, of course, impress the voters.
Nina, it's test after test, really, in the final days of the campaign. Just 4 days remaining. Today, it's the National Press Club. We're expecting some, well, at least a People's Forum tomorrow night, possibly an economic debate as well. That continues that stoush between the two parties, exactly what that format will be. Our political reporter, David Lipson, is at the National Press Club in Canberra. David, I suppose much of the focus today will be on the economic plan outlined by Tony Abbott, the bonuses for the unemployed, subsidies for business to get long-term unemployed back into work, and also those infrastructure bonds. Gives him something to work with this afternoon, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and Julia Gillard has been trying to get the focus onto the economy for this final week. It looks like Tony Abbott is happy to do that as well. He announced this economic plan only about an hour ago, which was an interesting move to hold a news conference then, and then now to face another grilling before the Canberra Press Gallery. As for what he's announced this morning, it's essentially in terms of
David, I should point out you've got
incentives.
You've got one of the climate elephants just behind you.
I've got a friend. The elephant in the room has joined me on the cross. There were a few of these guys who had actually gathered out the front of the press club here a moment ago. They were making a lot more noise, and there were a lot more of them just about 10 minutes ago, but they were all sort of screaming out abuse at Tony Abbott, if you like. We've seen this sort of costume right around the country. It's been following, well, both Tony Abbott and Julia Gillard around, ambushing them at various conferences.
And we've got some live pictures there now of Tony Abbott in the National Press Club as well. David, it is a big day for him, isn't it? It's one of several in the final countdown to Saturday.
It is, and it's important because it's not only an extended grilling here at the hands of the press club, but it's also a grilling by the much more experienced, or many of the more experienced journalists who have, many of them have stayed here in Canberra. Sometimes they've made forays out onto the campaign trail, but a lot of them have stayed here in Canberra. They're certainly all here today. So for Tony Abbott, it's another big test for him. He's having many tests thick and fast in this last week of the campaign, as is Julia Gillard, and he'll want to come through this unscathed, and he'll want to have answers to all of the questions, many of them, as you say, on the economy. He may be pressed somewhat on exactly what he's prepared to do in this debate tomorrow night as well.
Just have another look behind you. Dumbo, he seems to be doing some... He's obviously, he must be an aerobics instructor because he's doing some star jumps. He's doing some star jumps as well, some real gymnastics. Look at him. Here he is.
Now. He's in now. How are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you.
What exactly are you pushing here? Obviously, climate change is a big issue.
Yeah, well, climate change is going to have a huge effect on young Australians in the future. So we're here from the Australian Youth Climate Coalition to tell Tony Abbott that his climate policies are not good enough. He set a 5% reduction target for his policy, but in fact, if that was to go ahead, Climate Institute analysis has actually shown that emissions from Australia, pollution from Australia, would increase by 8%.
Okay, David, so unfortunately, we're going to have to take it off.
Thank you, mate.
We're going to have to switch from Discovery Channel to Sky News and get to the National Press Club. He's done well, that guy. They've been at every event, the elephant in the room, the climate change elephant. Goodness gracious me, I've seen it all now. Good on you, David Lipson. Thanks for that. Well handled, despite your big-eared friend. Let's now prepare to take you to the National Press Club. I'm sure it'll be a bit more subdued inside the walls of the NPC. Let's go there now.